Hey everybody, back in the shop today. We have a fun one planned. Been planning this for a little while now. Finally got some time to do it. We will be upgrading the ROG1 to a 120 amp cheap to 120 amp new ESC. Now the reason for this is it's completely tunable. It's a lot more tunable than the original one that comes with it. Also, if we want to get squirrely with stuff, we can upgrade it to 4S and really put some power down. But as fast as this thing is, I don't really see it necessary. But hey, I always want the option. I mean, why not shoot this thing to the moon? So with this ESC that we got, if you know or you don't know, the ROG1's original motor comes with 3.5 millimeter banana plugs and bullet plugs. And this ESC comes with 4 millimeter. So one of them is going to have to switch, or we're going to have to use an adapter. Now, with as cheap as this ESC is, I think it was 15 bucks, 20 bucks, something like that. It's worth a shot. So I figured I'd try this, and I'm going to go ahead and solder some female bullet connectors onto it. And that will let us plug in the motor. So that's what we will be doing first. This should be a fairly straightforward and simple job. Let's go. All right, so whenever soldering any kind of thick gauge wire or anything like that, I like to put a little dab of some flux on there. Leaded solder, unleaded solder, it shouldn't matter. I wouldn't need it, but if it was leaded, but I think this is unleaded. Either way, neither taste good. So now we have our helping hands here, and this is the greatest thing if you have to do any kind of soldering whatsoever. This is one of the best things you can get. All right. I might skip through the boring stuff, leave some of it. I'm sure you guys are going to get the gist either way. Okay, that should be about all we need. That does look like a successful solder joint. I'm okay with it. I can live with it. Now, let's get that heat shrink on there and make sure it is adequately adhered. Setting my standards high with good enough. Okay. So the ESC is ready to go. You know, I probably should have test fit these. Yeah, they fit. Sure would be a shame if they didn't. Okay. So that's ready to go on. Now to pull this ESC off should be fairly straightforward. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is just double-sided taped to the bottom of your little tray here. Okay, after an embarrassingly amount of time, I got the backing off. Okay, now for the direction, we will choose this way. This way? Yeah, that way. Make sure that that won't hit the motor. Nah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go that way with it. All right, like I said, it does take a certain amount of pressure to activate this stuff. All right, that should be it. Unfortunately, the program card for this is not here yet. And that's fine. That's just fine. I'm also going to use just some simple double-sided tape for my power switch. It does take a little bit of pressure to get that dude to see. Get that tape to stick. Okay. Tape has sucked this stuff, man. Whew. I'm about over that stuff. All right, now we will need to get into the receiver box. Nope. Nope. Yep. Get it to plug in. That should be pretty close to it. The exact same thing goes for drones. Any kind of brushless motor. It doesn't look terrible there. Huh. Well, they are color coded. Whether or not that makes a difference, I'm not sure. This is just a cheap China-made ESC, but we'll go with it. Maybe we'll get lucky and that'll be the magic combination. Let's see, yeah. Oof, we got to do something with that. Yeah, if this ends up good, I'll probably cut these wires a little shorter on the motor. If this motor lasts any significant amount of time in here, I might just upgrade the motor. I did, however, upgrade the servo. If you watch the first video on my channel, I made the servo arm, upgraded the servo. This is a different servo. It's now a 7 kilogram servo. All right, let's see what we got. Maybe it won't blow up. Okay, we did get the new ESC on, and I forgot that this ESC beeps when the receiver is not connected. It's been several months since I've used it. All right, let's see if the motor direction's right. Not bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. Let's get it all buttoned back up. We'll take it for a rip. All right, so in that last video that I posted, I had to replace a dog bone in this with a WL Toys 001, 14001. Now, I had to modify it a little bit to get it to work. I have some S2 ones coming from Rolarlo, but that's what I have for now. We're gonna see how that works. Get out of there. So we're testing multiple things at once here. So far it seems decent. The dog bone is slightly short, so hopefully that won't be a problem. Seems to be doing okay so far. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely need to adjust the punch on this thing. Now let's give it some hang time. It always takes me a little while to get used to these new ESCs. They definitely have a different feel. Throttle curve is so much different. Yeah, this one's definitely gonna have to be adjusted. The throttle's basically all or nothing. Well, I guess that could have gone worse. Everything went pretty good. It drove decently. It's not loving that modified dog bone, but everything went good. Wires are a little long, might shorten those up. Other than that, I'm not mad at it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Why don't you hit that subscribe button on the way out? See you guys in the next one.